Chef here one grin. Hi chat. Welcome in everyone. Happy Wednesday to you. Hello Cosmic. Welcome in JK. Hello Ozzy. Thank you for that resub. Hello Nanmeter. How we all doing today? Hi, Head of Broccoli. Welcome, Quinn. Hello, Saucy. I don't know if I should say saucy or saucy. Welcome in, everyone. Happy to see you, Cosmic. All the friendly faces in here first thing tonight. Fresh bag of coffee. Always smelling great. So sweet potatoes tonight, chat. And we got sweet potato chips on the vote for next week. I haven't looked how the vote's going. I forgot what they're up against. Oh, against tempeh. So tempeh versus sweet potato is the options for next week up in the Discord. How's my day going so far? I've been sort of slow rolling the last day and a half or so here. Falling behind on a few things. Still haven't caught up with the kitchen. I'm feeling great, but health-wise, something's not quite right lately. I slept horrible last night. That's probably part of it. Although it didn't, watch tells me I slept horrible. Waking up in the morning feeling like I need to go back to sleep is what's telling me I slept horrible. Otherwise, it sort of felt like I slept great. I woke up and I was, ready to go. I've still got my shoulder bothering me. I'm still hampering my shoulder. It's mostly in my shoulder blade at this point, and so it's more of an annoyance than an actual problem, but it's still there. You asked. Hi, Will. tried out a small amount of sugar back in the bin, seeing if we get any people back. Well, ants back. That needs a second rinse out. I didn't do the close-up for the cream. Sorry, chat. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Cheers! Where do we start? Butter's not quite there. I got butter out for the cookies already. Yeah, the lava lamp's there. It used to go on for... I used to have it set up with a trigger to go on for events and stuff. Maybe one day once again, but... I occasionally turn it on too, but that's more when I remember to do it. It's a little pain to get to the cord too. But yeah, I like my lava lamp. Thank you for noticing. What am I going to start with here? We got to cook sweet potato for both of these actually, so why don't we clean these up and boil them? I'm not... One of the recipes I was looking at was suggesting just microwaving these to cook them. And I'm like, no, it had well, it was a cookie recipe, so it was cooking it till the point you can mash them in the microwave. I considered doing purple sweet potato for the I considered doing purple potatoes for the cookies, thinking purple would be cool for the cookies. And then I realized that basically all of the recipes still have flour in them. So we weren't going to rely entirely on the sweet potato. So the color was never going to be really there, and so I gave up on it. But if you wanted to play around with a little bit of food coloring, you could probably nail those. I've never done that live on stream. No. Exactly. Wrong side of the stove. Yep. They'll come in handy later. Let's see here. Let's do the rest of our dry ingredients for our cookies to start here. Thank you for the follow. Work with me, mouse. Mm. How many does this make? Thinking this. Hey, Winky. Salt. White chocolate. Oops. And after rustling through all the bags, the last of the almond slivers I've got. Yeah, people talking about cheese seems to have that effect on people. It's almost like it's somewhat addictive. Blending it up and adding it to the next. Aren't you a saucier? Like, put that into something. Why are you trying to add that? Like, that's like the world's greatest cheese thickening powder. And while we're on this conversation, I was just going to go off on a rant about how if our politics keep going in this direction, we're not going to have anything but crappy American cheese. But then everyone started talking about American cheese products. Alright, so got that and that in there. What else do we have to throw in here? Sugar has to go in the other half. We can do baking powder and baking. Still gonna give this a couple seconds in the microwave to loosen up a bit more. Side-eye for what? Sugars. Hey, Jana. My brown sugar is solidifying. Got some sugar in the outside of the bag. What you eating? Or did you say already? Did I miss? Oh, you did. Paying attention to you, chat. Thank you for hanging out with me. But I feel you with that every single time I try and type or watch a stream when I'm here in the kitchen. Because keyboard works, but like it's like a project to use the key, like it's usually hidden back here where it's not very convenient to type. But it's close enough and it's wireless so I can grab it and walk wherever I want in the kitchen. At least I don't have any critters trying to get between me and my plate. It's fun and cutesy for a little while. So we're making sure to cream our butter and sugars together. We want to make sure they're as well coated as possible. We want to coat all those sugars with the fat to maximize our spread and mix. Best final product. Let's see how we're doing here. We're probably got a little ways still to go on these potatoes, but I want them just barely cooked. Nope. We're to a boil at least. Pilo. Vanilla. Do I want to do that? I don't really want to add that. Yeah, I'm not going to add that. We're just waiting on that sweet potato for the cookies now. Hey, Shanavision. I could get into cutting some veggies and stuff like that and rush into doing dinner, but I'm not going to rush. Hey, Alex. Welcome, They Can See Me. We're currently boiling some sweet taters. We've got our dry and moist parts to our sweet potato cookies put together. Alex, that's funny. Especially if you're someone that, like, there's people out there that just don't like sweet stuff. So many of the sweet potato recipes are like, they're sweet in the name. We've got to coat them in brown sugar and maple syrup and 5,000 calories. Like, we're making cookies. But there's some, like, I almost feel like sweet potato fries are a creation during my lifetime. They can't have been. But I feel like their popularity has been spawned entirely in the last, like, 30 years. Yep, they're definitely sweet on their own. I mean, sweet potato pies are a thing, chat. I actually considered making a sweet potato pie until it made me realize, yeah, I don't need another pie sitting around the house. Not that I need the cookies, but the cookies sounded like a better option. It's almost identical to pumpkin pie. You can use the same spices. It's perfect if someone doesn't, has some sort of allergen to squash or something weird. And you can make it custardy or not. That's more of a where you're controlling your egg to what's going in it. I don't think of pumpkin or sweet potatoes as particularly custardy on their own. Like, they're full of starch, and starch can be creamy when it's blended and liquefied. We're getting there. There's still a slight resistance there. Hi, Cardalt. For those wondering what's going in the cookies, we've got primarily brown sugar, but also white sugar, along with butter, vanilla, and is that all that's in there right now? I forget something I throw in there. Oh, and then over here we have flour, baking powder, white chocolate chips, and slivered almonds. Some salt. And we're just waiting for the potatoes to mash these two together. No eggs. Hi, Norma. Blackberry Dr. Pepper. I don't know if I would... Dr. Pepper's been going nuts with the flavors, haven't they? Like, I've just been, like... I haven't been paying attention to it, but in the last, 6 months, I think I've heard more flavors Dr. Pepper. I've never been a huge Dr. Pepper fan. Like, I don't hate it, but it's definitely not my first choice. That or they're just copying Coke and Pepsi that are doing the same thing. I mean, the idea that orange cream Coke, people are buying that. I sort of feel like Dr. Pepper could be better at it. Aren't they owned... I don't remember, but aren't they owned by Snapple Group? Chat's like, what's Snapple? With all the flavors that they have and all of their fruit stuff. Well, it's obviously got chat trying all of them. I feel like I cheated because I bought a Slurpee yesterday. Like, I don't do soda anymore. I would say that's mashable, but not cooked through. Well, it's sort of why I was like, are they really part of... Is it Snapple Group still? Is Snapple the main name there still? Like, I think Snapple still exists. I just don't know where it's sold. Well, I don't think the U.S. is probably their target market. They probably sell to the U.S., but... they sell to the U.S. for now. I shouldn't make that a joke either, considering what I listened to just before a stream. Tired of waiting for potatoes, chat. It wants me to mix all of that and let it cool. Well, no, I don't like that idea. Recipe wants me to let things set and cool. I don't like letting starches cool and turn into paste. I don't think that would be a good texture for the cookies. The only pressure cooker I own is like a 5-gallon one. It's like only useful for things like heavy duty stocks, like multi-day stocks that you want to break down to a day. And to be 100% frank with you, it's all bent up at this point, and I don't 100% trust it. Keurig, okay, there we go. Keurig got into that mix. I wouldn't be terrified of mine. Like, I don't think it's gonna blow up on me. It's still got the clear air gas, you know, like it has a place to gas off rather than explode. I just know that I trust it to really keep a decent pressure and actually do its proper job. Like the whole thing the reason that I trust that pan, like, the more complicated you make that, you know, like, release valve, the less I trust a pressure cooker. The one that I have is literally just a weight that sits on top of a tube. And if the pressure from that gets too much for the weight, it lifts it. I don't know, you could make it simpler. Another 2 minutes. Ooh, yeah, that one was not skill. That wasn't what I was like. That one was skill. That was that one was ew. But yeah, that you don't let enough pressure off before you open them up. Yeah, that can be a... heat off on the taters. Give these a strain. And that's why we don't need the egg. How do we end up in on board only? What? How weird. Alright, so now we take our wet ingredients, or our butter, our sugar, sweet potatoes, vanilla. We're going to mix that with all of our dry ingredients. Now thinking these probably would have turned out pretty good as purple. Seeing as how much of the orange came through. Let's see if I can scoop these. Pretty soft. Sweet potato is actually melting the chocolate. Core memory unlocked there. You gotta tap them. This is horrible for the stereo or for the microphone, so I'm not gonna do it every time. But how many times have I seen people do that with an ice cream scoop? And I just... I wouldn't have anticipated gray, but I wouldn't trust them to keep the purple. Both, well, the purple mostly because it's an acidity thing. You're gonna have to have the right pH for the color, otherwise it changes. And I, for one, can hardly remember when it's acid or base that needs to be added to preserve a color. But actually, the colors will go from a vibrant red to purple, blue, green. And so you could go anywhere along that scale, or you could get gray if you just muddy it all up to... The ones I did purple sweet potatoes for Christmas? New Year's? Beginning of the year. They turned out great. I hadn't seen that brand before. They weren't cheap, but they were great. So we got a 400-degree oven. We're going to go ahead and throw these cookies in there. Wow, they got a long cook time too. We'll see how they look after 11 minutes. That's my usual. 11 to 12 is my usual cookie cook time. But that's at 350. This is at 400. And it's 13 to 15. So definitely longer cook on these cookies without the egg involved. And it's now got me worried because I added all of that almond in there without thinking, like, there is not a binder in there for that almond. We'll see. Let's switch our attention over to something a little more savory here. Oops, going an extra layer. That one's drying out too. How's your Wednesday treating you, Ozzy? Now that one actually is a word. was supposed to stay attached. Bacon. Back into the pan that we cooked the sweet potatoes in with a bit of oil. Hey chat, you know what really makes my day? Rotation of the Earth. YouTube dad joke. I'm debating, chat. Skin on or off for the apple? I'm sort of thinking skin off. The hash. Doing sweet potato, onion, bacon, garlic, apple, and andouille. take a look at these cookies. Nope, we're gonna give those a little longer. We're letting all this sweet potato cool down so that it's, basically room temp or completely cooled. We're going to cut it down a bit more and then toss it in there for sort of like the last fry. Sort of like it's an actual hash, because typically the hashes that you have in restaurants are other dishes put into the hash. Onions going in with the bacon. Onions and bacon, onions cooking is an amazing smell. Bacon cooking is an amazing smell. Cooking bacon and onion together unlocks this third smell that's even better. I'm gonna go with it. We'll see if these turn out. They got a little browning going on. A little toasty around the edges there. Go ahead and add the garlic in with the bacon and onion. Normally I would throw salt in there along with the onion and the garlic, but with all the bacon, I think we're good there.
Yeah, go indeed. Lovely fond developing on the bottom of the pot here. All stuck down from all the bacon bits. Trying to think my steps through at this point. At what point do I want to add the apples into this? We want to cook them. I don't want to turn them into applesauce, though. I don't care if the onions turned into onion sauce. That's different. Sort of convenient, though. Oh, sort of convenient. You gonna get the second one through the first one? No. Wonder why they decided they want to IQF them. Or not IQF, but individually vacuum pack them. They didn't used to. Used to sell them in... sausage. Sausage. Now we'll add the apple in there. There's probably sweet potato hash browns in the stores these days in the freezer section. You could easily save yourself some time and probably use that. If that exists, I would be surprised if it, at least in some stores, it doesn't exist. Welcome in, Denham. I already cooked this potato. Anyone just joining in, cooked this potato right off the beginning, but because I cooked it with other stuff, I wanted it all to cook at the same time. We're going back through and cutting this down a little bit smaller. They solidify like cookies. Got a beautiful golden bottom to them. Again, no eggs in those cookies, so and this I want to get just to the point where I got the apples where I want them, and then we'll add the sweet potato in just to finish, just to really heat back up through. Looking like a little bit of a shorter night tonight, chat. We're almost there. Hey, Kip. Well, that dish is done other than we're adding sweet potato in there. And then to go along with it, we got sweet potato, almond, and white chocolate cookies. With gorgeous bottoms. They're a little soft still. I hope the world is treating you well, Kip. I feel like I need to add some liquid in here to get that deliciousness off the bottom of the pan, because the potatoes are not going to help that situation. Now the question is, what do I add? We ready for this, chat? I don't think it's gonna flame. Alright, in with our sweet potato. Pre-cooked sweet potato. And press that on the bottom, get some of that to crust up. Oh, these are definitely chewy. Yeah, it's a cookie. The lack of egg definitely changing the texture we got here. This is much more of a almost like dried cookie than it is a... We're using those sugars to dry and sort of solidify stuff rather than the egg to turn into a foam. The bottoms just beautifully caramelized. Like they're still soft, like they hit the plate hard, but then they collapse after a little bit. Sorry to hear that, Chicken Song. Glad to hear you're doing better, at least better enough to be somewhat sociable. Thank you for joining us. We're letting that sit. And take a photo of the cookies. I'm just gonna leave it with that one. Ooh. Ooh. Ouch. You actually did leave the bathroom feeling 5 pounds lighter. Flames off on that now. But yes, we want healthy people here. We want healthy, happy, shiny people. Let's see. Do I want to add maple to this? I don't think I do. Especially with the bourbon in there now. But if you really want to go for sweet, you could add some maple syrup to this. Yummy. Bacony. Sweet potato-y. I don't know if I got much of the apple in that bite, but... yeah, good stuff. And this is definitely going to be better second plate or tomorrow. Actually, leave that here because it's relatively clean still. Well, considering that's like half protein as it is now, like, artistic why, it's like, we should make like an individual portion of the tart I made on Monday and put it in the center of this thing. Like this, I'm not Mr. Advocate for veggies, but this plate, if anything, needs more veggies. Could use a little toast too. Like I don't have any, like I don't buy bread typically. Every once in a while I'll get like buns or something like that if I don't feel like making them. But this could use some toast. Maybe a runny egg on top. Runny egg on top. Yeah, runny egg on top. Well, this in that sense is the perfect dish for that. I just didn't buy extra veg to put in there. But I was sitting here like, man, I wish I had some broccoli or something that I could toss in there that's just gonna basically disappear. Fried Brussels sprouts would be great, too. But you could put parsnips in there. That'd be great. You could put basically any of the root veggies in there and be safe. But I think this is where we are going to call tonight's stream. Even though it's a little bit of a quicker one. Sort of powered through, I guess, tonight. I agree, in winter. Chicken song. Less so in summer. But parsnip in winter is powerful friend to many foods. Yeah, cauliflower is sort of one that we've sort of recently discovered, too. That isn't the button I wanted. That's unfortunately the button I was looking for. Alright, we're going to be continuing on Eggplant Week. Finishing up this weekend. Going to be doing eggplant parmesan on Friday. And we're going to be finishing up the week with moussaka. So we're going to be doing some frying action on Friday. Going to be making some pasta. Good times. I enjoyed the challenge tonight. I think this is all going to be delicious. I already know that these cookies are going to be delicious. Yeah, I've tried everything. It's all yummy. And until then, I hope you have a great one. Good night, everyone.